people were killing each other, torturing each other in the name of my religion says I can do this, or my religion says I should do this. I knew that there was something wrong.
There can be no peace in the world unless there is peace among different people of different religions. So if we promote peace and cooperation among people of different faiths, we can create a better world.
Being a URI member is not something that is out there in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west. It is within you. It is within us. We want to see URI in every town, in every village, in every corner of society.
Promoting peace in the world is a very important part of what Jews have to do.
We have been able to get Muslims, Buddhists, Christians all to work together and leave their differences behind and work and address a common cause.
If we can teach our children, we can unteach our children, those that are already taught in these ways. But for the children who are coming, the child that will be born tomorrow, teach that child to love all people, all faith traditions, all races.
If you are fatigued by watching the newspaper every day, seeing that people of God are killing other people of God in God's name, if that is getting deep inside you and you want to do something about it, we have a place that would allow you to have global access to millions of other people who feel like you do and who have a chance to change world history.
If you have a vision of a better world, if you have a vision of how you might contribute to that world, if you have a vision of how people around the world might work together to help create that better world, this is a place for you.
URI has made a start. Now, we need your help. Help us strengthen our infrastructure. We want to establish offices in 8 regions of the world and build a vibrant communications network to support peace builders everywhere. We want to double our presence and impact within the next 2 years. Help us expand the circles of peace builders dedicated to creating peace, justice, and healing in their community.
The corporate elite of the planet intensified their push for a global taxation system with a year-long build-up to the Live Earth hysteria held on July 7th, 2007 on 7 continents. World leaders announced that saving the Earth was the new organizing principle for humanity and hailed it as the planet's new religion. They claimed that CO2, which plants breathe, was killing the Earth, and that we must reduce the number of children we have to curtail our carbon footprint.
What would Jesus drive, huh? Environmental evangelism. It is the new way to raise awareness about global warming. Our Fox Religion correspondent Lauren Green joins us with more on that now. Good morning. Who's pushing green, Lauren?
Hey, well, a lot of people, and it really is across the board, theoretically speaking, or religiously speaking. Here are the top green religious people, according to Live Earth. We've got Reverend Joel Hunter. He's the senior pastor at Northland Church in Longwood, Florida. He actually was offered the head of the Christian Coalition, but turned it down because he wanted to focus on issues like poverty and environmental protection. We've got Norman Hobble. He's a theology professor out of Australia. He edited something called the Earth Bible. Then, of course, there's Pope Benedict XVI, and yesterday he issued a statement that said the people of faith must listen to the voice of the earth or risk destroying its very existence. We also have the Archbishop of Canterbury, Rowan Williams, head of the Anglican Church, and, of course, the Buddhist leader, Dalai Lama. But one thing you should add to this list is the National Evangelical Association, because 2 years ago it issued a letter to 50,000 members of its churches, which means it's 30 million evangelicals, saying that we affirm that God-given dominion is a sacred responsibility and that government has an obligation to protect its citizens from the effects of environmental degradation. So it is a big movement all across the board.
Is it part of a political agenda for the religious crowd in this country?
Well, for the religious crowd, yes, but more importantly, the Democrats, who are trying to sway a lot of evangelical voters at this point, can use the environmental issue to sway these evangelicals. Remember, 4 out of 5 evangelicals voted for President Bush in 2004. This movement is only within the last 3 years. So those evangelicals represented a third of the voters for President Bush, and things are changing, and it could sway well for the Democrats because the environment is a less divisive issue than abortion and gay rights.
Lauren Green, thanks for your time, our religion correspondent.
Sure.
Good to have you.
Sure.
Good to have you.
Hey, maybe. Let me ask some questions about faith, which is a tough subject to talk about. Do we all worship the same God, Christian and Muslim?
I think we do. We have different routes of getting to the Almighty.
Do Christians and non-Christians, do Muslims go to heaven, in your mind?
Yes, they do. We have different routes of getting there.
The Vatican and the Roman Catholic Church. Its Pope is currently leading the greatest ecumenical movement in history in order to unite all religions under Rome's leadership. In 1986, Pope John Paul II gathered in Assisi, Italy, the leaders of the world's major religions to pray for peace. There were snake worshippers, fire worshippers, spiritists, animists, Buddhists, Muslims, Hindus, North American witch doctors. I watched in astonishment as they walked to the microphone to pray. The Pope said they were all praying to the same God, and that their prayers were creating a spiritual energy that was bringing about a new climate for peace. John Paul II allowed his good friend the Dalai Lama to put the Buddha on the altar in St. Peter's Church in Assisi, and with his monks to have a Buddhist worship ceremony there while Shintoists chanted and rang their bells outside. The prophesied world religion is in the process of being formed before our eyes, and the Vatican is the headquarters of the movement. Is this not spiritual fornication?
Oprah Winfrey's newest feel-good show is premiering on Sunday night. It's called Oprah's Big Give. It has contestants competing to win money, but then to give that money to charity. So why is my next guest saying it's all about Oprah raking in some more cash for herself? Well, he's internet evangelist Bill Keller. Bill, I enjoy Oprah. I'm an Oprah fan. What do you have against her?
Well, I got to tell you, Terry, first of all, it's good to be with you. I've been telling people for years that Oprah is probably the most dangerous woman on the world. And let me tell you why I say that. I understand that she makes people feel good and her program does a lot of nice things. But her program has evolved over the years to the point now where she is really the queen of the New Age gurus. She has started on her XM satellite station January 1st teaching a course in miracles that is nothing but regurgitated New Age teachings from centuries old. Monday night she starts a 10-week course on a new earth, which is off of a book written by Eckhart Tolle, a great New Age pursuant. And the fact is, Oprah is making a fortune pushing New Age philosophies down people's throat.
Well, she's doing it, I guess, because it sells or because people like to watch her.
Well, here's the problem. She claims to be a Christian, and the problem is a Christian believes that this book is the only truth there is, and Jesus Christ is the only way to be saved. The problem is these New Age teachings are really sucking in millions of people into these false philosophies, these false theologies, and they're literally leading people to hell. Oprah, whether she knows it or not, is really being a conduit to lead people to hell if you believe the Bible to be true.
But that's not most of her program. I mean, a lot of it's, weight loss, makeovers, things of that sort.
You're right. You're right, Terry, but lately she has become, like I said, the queen of the New Age gurus, as last year she was a big proponent of The Secret, another New Age philosophy. Like I said, on her XM satellite station, starting January 1st, she's been pushing this course on miracles, a year-long New Age course that basically says there is no sin. If there's no sin, that means you don't need a savior. And again, Monday night, she starts her latest venture, which, the fact is, there's 1 million people plus that are going to be plugged into this 10-week course. That means 1 million people plus have bought the book. There's a accompanying paraphernalia that goes with it, and she's going to rake in millions of dollars. But the problem is she's leading people down a road of destruction if, again, you believe the Bible to be true and Christ to be the only way to be saved.
All right, well, she's trying to sell us our next president, or who she hopes is our next president. She's doing that well as well.